I've got the look that drives a girl wild. I've got the moves that really move them. I said chill up and down their spine. I'm just a sexy.
Welcome back to the State of Wrestling Hall of Fame Special Part 2. Part 1 we covered the entire other half of the inductees. Part 2, the main one, Shawn Michaels, HBK. I mean, this guy, he's been my favorite wrestler since like 1994 or somewhere around there. You know, he had a phenomenal career. He debuted in wrestling in 1984. Then in 1988, debuted in the WWE with the Rockers, with Marty Jannetty. You know, they wrestled for a few years together. And of course, in December 1992, the famous barbershop incident where Shawn Michaels super kicked Marty Jannetty, threw him through the glass, and ended the Rockers, and started the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. And you know, history wrote itself after that. I mean, look at the career this guy had. You know, he won 4 world titles total, 3 WWF titles, and the World Heavyweight Championship, which he won upon his return at the Elimination Chamber. You know, he's won numerous tag titles with Triple H, Steve Austin. You know, and then he, of course, Intercontinental Champion, first time Grand Slam winner ever, European champ. Just unbelievable, you know, the amount of titles this guy's won. He one of the innovators of the ladder match in the WWE with Razor Ramon. First guy ever with Bret Hart to wrestle a 60-plus minute match, Iron Man match, which he won, by the way, won his first title at Mania there. Won 2 Royal Rumbles, 11-time Slammy Award winner. You know, you can't really say much bad about Shawn Michaels. I mean, yeah, he was, back in the day, he was, you know, he'll admit it, he was a pain in the ass, he was stubborn. You know, he had issues with drug abuse, stuff like that. But, you know, I mean, for all of his, you know, faults, I mean, he really, he turned his career around when he returned. Before we get to that, though, you know, in 1996 he formed DX with Triple H and Chyna. Rick Rude was involved in that too. Unfortunately, you know, the screw job of 1997 Survivor Series with Bret Hart, it's gonna follow Shawn Michaels around forever. It's never gonna leave. I mean, I know him and Bret Hart have put their differences aside and they've moved on, but it's still there. It's still part of him. He can't get rid of it, unfortunately. And then, you know, in 1998, at the Royal Rumble, he had a casket match against The Undertaker, and he landed on the casket, injured his back, pretty much broke his back, you know, was forced to retire at WrestleMania 12 after his match against Steve Austin, which he lost the WWF title to Steve. And, you know, he had 4 years off. You know, he was around a little bit. In 1998, for a while, he was the commissioner for the WWF, started up his wrestling academy, you know, did some stuff outside of the WWE, wrestled a few matches in the Texas Wrestling Alliance. And then in 2002, Shawn Michaels is back, you know, his first return, you know, he was part of the New World Order with Kevin Nash, and I think the Big Show, X-Pac was in it as well. And, you know, that, of course, blew up when Nash blew his knee out. They just kind of ended the whole NWO storyline. Then him and Shawn Michaels looked like they were reforming DX. Triple H turned on Shawn Michaels, and they had Shawn Michaels' return match at SummerSlam, which was, at the time everyone thought, oh, you know, it was just one more match. He went on to wrestle another 8 years after that match. I mean, it's unbelievable. You know, like I said, he won the world title at the Elimination Chamber, the first ever Elimination Chamber. Had some amazing Mania matches against Kurt Angle, Jericho, that match at Savco Field. Unbelievable match. Just some of the matches Shawn Michaels has had since his 2002 return. I think were better than anything that was previous to that. I mean, the match against Shelton Benjamin, I think it was the Gold Rush tournament on Raw, where they showed it on the Raw intro there for years, where Benjamin came off the ropes and Michaels caught him with a super kick. Unbelievable. I mean, some of the stuff, you know, Michaels has had unbelievable matches in his career. He is the showstopper. He is the icon. He is the main event. He's Mr. WrestleMania, no question about it. You know, and then to top it off for all us DX fans, reforms DX again in 2006 with Triple H. I mean, no one ever thought that would come after the feud those two guys had. I mean, it was a feud that went almost 4 years. And then, you know, they put the differences aside, obviously. Obviously, they're best friends in real life. Everybody knows that. Storyline, they weren't. They got them back together, ran for another couple years. And, you know, Michaels went out on his own again. Had a great match with Ric Flair. Ric Flair's retirement match that he never, he held up that end of the bargain for about 6 months, I think. And then, you know, Michaels comes back, fights Taker at Mania. The first time he fought Taker at Mania. Takes time off again, goes out, reforms DX yet again with Triple H. He won the tag titles. And then, yeah, his final match at WrestleMania against Undertaker. Those last two matches against Undertaker were just amazing. I mean, what those two guys did in that ring, there's no question about it in my mind, and I think in most of the fans' minds, that this guy right here, HBK, Shawn Michaels, no question about it, he should be in the Hall of Fame. There's so many people who have said he's the greatest in-ring performer of all time. I believe that. He's my favorite wrestler of all time, no question about it. I know a lot of people say, oh, he was a whiner, he did this, he did that. I don't care. I mean, what this guy did from 2002 on, he rewrote his legacy. I mean, yeah, he had a good legacy. You know, he was hardworking in the ring. He did stab a lot of people in the back to get to where he was. Who hasn't stabbed someone in the back to get in a higher position in their job, you know? I mean, he did what he had to do back then to get to where he was. When he came back in 2002, it was like a whole new Shawn Michaels. You know, he got guys over. He worked hard to make the younger guys look good, you know? I mean, just unbelievable, the transformation from, you know, when he debuted in 1998 for the WWE, you know, and then he ended in 1998. He started in 1988, sorry, ended in 1998. Was off for 4 years. Comes back 2002. You know, he was born again Christian. Changed his entire life. Got married. Had kids. I mean, just an unbelievable transformation for Shawn Michaels. And you know, he became the locker room leader as far as the WWE is concerned. And you know, my hat's off to this guy. So happy he's in the Hall of Fame this year. It's awesome, you know. I can't say enough good stuff about Shawn Michaels. Definitely my favorite wrestler of all time. It's really disappointed when he had to he retired, but you know what? What's he got left to prove? He doesn't have anything to prove in this ring. He's done it all. And there's nothing left for him to prove. I don't know if he'll ever have one more match. A lot of people say that he probably will. I think Shawn Michaels wants to keep his word and stay retired. But if he doesn't, that's going to be great for us fans. If he does, that's great for him. So that's it for the Hall of Fame special here on the State of Wrestling Hall of Fame 2011. Coming up, the WrestleMania 27 special here on the State of Wrestling. Stick around for that. That's coming up very, very soon. Thanks for watching.